And as we continue our election countdown to this Saturday, this morning I'm joined on the show by Tae Tu'inukuafe the Māori One Pacific Movement candidate for Wellington. Māloelele, Tae.
Māloelele, Brian, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you so much for your time this morning. Well, firstly, a little bit about yourself and also why you decided to stand for them, or why you chose the Māori Party.
Thank you, Brian. To cut it short, I have worked for government for 20 years and I have seen policies affecting Māori and Pacifica. And of course, why I'm standing for Māori, because I know that this is the party that they have specific policies for Pacific peoples, and New Zealand government needs to address Māori and Pacific issues. If not, in the next 50 years, we'll still be the same with education, health, and all these things. And I think it is very important that we start addressing these issues.
Tae, in terms of the Pacific community in Wellington or in your electorate where you're campaigning, what are the issues that are being brought to your attention?
Three key issues. One is the housing, and of course everyone is talking about housing, both national and labour, but that is very, very important for our people here. And Pacific Māori Party is now wanting to put a minister to address housing issues for Pacifica and Māori. Employment is one of the key things as well for our people, and also education. It is very important that our people are given the training skills to address these issues.
Tae, in terms of the Māori Party, what can they do for our Pacific community?
Has it been on the website? There are heaps of things that they're putting out for Pacifica, and one of the key things is overstayers. We need to address the immigration issues for Pacifica. In that sense, we also are wanting to build in Auckland, Pacific Centre, and creating employment for people. As mentioned, also the minister that they're wanting to put for housing for Pacifica and Māori, that is very, very important. Whānau, they're wanting to extend that, as have been included in that policies. They're wanting 3,000 navigators to help with family violence and wraparound services and things like that, and extending it to other, like justice and others. That is very, very important for our people, and it's important that they specifically targeting Māori and Pacifica. And that creating employment for our people is very important for our people as well.
Tae, in terms of the campaign trail for yourself, how has the campaign been running, and sort of the reaction that you're getting from people when you're going door knocking?
Very, very important. This is my first time doing this. Stand down from my job for 4 weeks and joining people. Very, very interesting talking to people, and also, not only because I'm a list candidate, I'm not targeting any specific area. Been talking also in churches and things like that, not only here in Wellington but in Auckland.
So how have you found it? A first-time candidate standing, is it different from what you initially expected?
It is a very big task, talking to people. Yeah, there's some people who kept on asking about why Māori Party, and it's important that we give the rationale, and also why we're so much into these kind of things. And key thing is that understand why Pacifica is coming under a Māori Party, and I think it's important to understand that that we are one, and also they're embracing our policies and embracing what Pacifica means for our people, and I think that's the most important thing for us.
Been calls, reports this morning about current Prime Minister Bill English saying, to vote for one of the bigger parties, that a vote for a minor party might be considered a wasted vote. Your views on that, Tae?
Everyone is entitled to what they are doing now. I know that the major parties, the big parties, are panicking at the moment because they're wanting people to go out and vote. But we're telling our people that it's important that they start looking at Māori party policies, that they understand that this is the only party that they're giving specific policies for Pacific peoples. And it's important that they understand that and give that informed information that they can go out and vote for Māori Party.
We talked a little bit about, policies focusing on our Pacific. You mentioned housing and also, can we talk about health in terms of health? Because that's another big area of concern for our Pacific community.
Yes, of course. I mean, health is also something that that Māori Party is very interested in. But we also wanting to know that we're giving information, that we're targeting the key issues for Pacifica, and health is one of those things as well. But we want to understand that we want to give our people the opportunity to education and things like that. Also, is very important to us.
How will you give those opportunities to our Pacific people?
There are scholarships. We're wanting government to give scholarships for Pacifica. I'm working in two of those big education, tertiary education institutions here in Wellington, and we want scholarships to give out to Pacifica. We need to address these issues, because otherwise, in the next 50 years, we'll still be the same. We need people to be given the skills, but also not only those skills, administration and all these things that they don't give good income, but we want to target engineering and those ITs that our people can have better income.
Tae, you've talked about campaigning, or talking both in Wellington and Auckland in terms of our Pacific communities. Similar across the board in both locations, or do you see that there are maybe some unique issues, to our community in Wellington as opposed to our Pacific people in Auckland?
Regional differences is always something unique for not only Wellington but in down south. In Auckland, it's even different. We know that with Pacifica here, it's more the creating job for them, scholarships for education and things like that. For Auckland, it's another different ball game. Yeah, but quite similar in terms of where they are at.
Tae, finally, in terms of your experience, because earlier, of course, saying that this is your first time standing, how do you address, when people say to you, your lack of experience might deter them from, putting a vote towards the Māori One Pacific movement?
I don't know what lack of experience they're talking about. I have worked in government, central government, for 20 years. I have dealt with government have been coming in and out, Labour and National coming in while I was working, and I have seen all the policies for Pacifica and Māori issues. And if we're not going to address and using those skills that I have in developing policies and analysis and things like that, will help with where we're at the moment. Yeah.
Tae, in terms of what you've seen in your time in central government, do you feel that our voice as a Pacific community has been heard?
To some extent, some government have some targeted policies, but I think we need to do that. If we're not doing it, then in the next 50 years, we will still be the same, bottom of the heap.
Tae, in terms of this Saturday, where will you be located? Will you be at HQ, or how will you be, watching the results as they come in?
Unfortunately, we have a family funeral, and that's my key focus. But of course, we'll be in with Manasse Lua and Meleka Fusitepa, who are Tongans who are in Auckland, and also the other Pacifica candidates.
And of course, Tae, we are a Pacific Island station, and even though you're, standing for the Māori Party, or on the list for the Māori Party, words of encouragement to our Tongan community tuned in this morning, either on air or watching on Facebook Live?
Yeah, Brian, I think thank you very much for this opportunity and encouraging our people to register and vote. I think previously you asked some of the policies that are affecting Pacifica. That this radio, New FM, was one of the things that we targeted and understand that that was established when the Ministry for Pacific Peoples were in place, where they were wanting to bring information out to our community and, of course, asking our people to vote for Māori Party.
On that note, a very big thank you. Tae Tu'inukuafe, Moala, Mafi, Tu'inukuafe, Māori One Pacific Movement candidate for Wellington. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Malo Aupito, and wishing you all the very best in the lead up to this Saturday.
Malo Aupito. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you.